Yo, what is going on, guys? Giga here, and today I'll be bringing you my first tutorial, usually on graphics. And I was trying to do like a full tutorial, so I was trying to teach you guys how to make the C4D render, but then something happened. My mic was muted 100 times, so you guys know that you hate when that happens, and it was like a 1 hour video tutorial on the render part, but I couldn't do that, so I guess I'm gonna only be able to do the Photoshop part of it, but I might record one day for another thing, like for render separately, because if you combine two hour tutorials, they're gonna take like forever to upload onto YouTube. So that's why I'm thinking maybe I should just, just make a separate tutorial. So today I don't have a 5 subscriber special ready, but I think this is actually gonna be 500 subscriber special, but because I usually don't do banners or like tutorials, but you guys really want to see one. So I kind of made my render already. It's right here. This is a tutorial render I made, but I couldn't record it because it was muted. My mic was muted, so I deleted the file, sadly. And once you open up your Photoshop, I have 2015 version, so it's a bit different. And I'm gonna open up my GFX packs, and I'm gonna open up my render workspace. And if you don't have one, or I can link you guys down below in the description below a MediaFire link to get all these packs I made. Well, not I didn't make all of them, but I kind of made the render workspace, which is pretty simple. You just turn black and then that, and then my banner guidelines, and you guys can change the text and stuff. But anyway, other than that, I'm gonna so once you open up your render workspace or something, whatever you need to put in your renders, and usually I just use a render workspace instead of drag it into a screenshot instead, because it's more organized and you can just focus on render instead of focusing on a lot of things. So yeah, I'm gonna place it over here. It looks pretty good right now. I'm gonna right click and then ratchet size layer, because that's how you it's object, so you can edit it. So once you do that, you want to right click it and then choose blending options depending on your version of Photoshop. And so no, not color overlay. I'm gonna first add. I usually add like just gradient overlay. Choose this gradient. I have like a billion gradients here, so I forgot. I'm not so sure. I think I have the pack for the gradients, but anyway, so I'm gonna add. You don't want. It depends where you want your lighting to be. Like it could be on the bottom. You can press reverse, but I don't know. They actually both look pretty good. Hmm. Let me lower this opacity down. I think it's gonna look better on top, so I'm gonna change it to around 32. Scale. Let's just keep it to 100 because it might mess up some stuff. And for this thing, you want to set it to normal blending mode, and then change down opacity to like 3. It adds like just kind of effect and coloring to it. It's kind of hard to tell right now, but you want to choose a color theme for your banners. So I'll explain more in depth about that, what I mean. So choose a color that fat fixes or matches your banner or whatever your channel color. I think making an overlay might actually also help. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Putting it to overlay. Some YouTubers GFX designers usually put it to normal, but I guess you can play around with this stuff. You can change it to maybe soft light. Soft light's also good, but for the sake of this tutorial, I think most likely overlay is gonna help me. So maybe like that. Just want to uncheck it once in a while. Whoops, no setting. You see the effect of it. Okay, that's pretty good. You don't have to add that, but if you want to. And what I mean by like color theme is like, you see this color. It's kind of like a purple and bluish. Even the text, that was like my best one I made, but I actually forgot to record the speed art of it, so that kind of sucks. This one's like a purple theme. I mean red theme, which looks sick, and this one's made from Crumb's graphics, and as you guys can see, it's kind of like this purple theme. Looks sick. and so that's what we're gonna try to do. Usually for the blending modes for gradient overlays, I usually don't add another one unless you guys want to. But anyway, I'm gonna maybe add an outer glow. Let's see. You can, I mean, you could like change the color into like whatever you want. I might change it to this color as a gradient overlay. I might color of outer glow. Maybe add. I don't know. My inner glow is usually. I'm gonna first add the inner glow. I think that actually looks pretty good. We can try that. Let's see. If you add like this. I don't know. We can. I think this looks good enough right now. Maybe you could change the size of it. Opacity. That's too much. Okay. Lower down opacity. You can play with these settings by yourself as well. Just in case you guys were wondering how I got these settings. You can copy down my settings and just play around with what you think matches. I think 20 or 18, depending on the render, what you want it to look like. Usually, you might not want to add stroke unless you're doing something else that's unique. And no blending bonus. It kind of makes more detail to the head, but I think it makes a bit too much 3D. So I think that's good enough. I'm gonna add. Yeah, that's about it. Drop shadow. It's usually depending on your settings, but I think that's good enough right now for the render. As you guys can see, if you close the effect, it will look like that. If you open it, it looks more detailed. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lower down the outer glow. It's a bit too much. A bit too much. Inner glow opacity move down. This opacity. Okay, 19%. Okay, that's good enough because you don't want too much outer glow, or maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's good. Never mind. But anyway, now I'm gonna change, like, add some effects to the sword. So I'm gonna change this color to something similar to blue, or you could press I on your keyboard and then choose with that thing. But I think I'm gonna stick with this. Oh yeah, and also when you're using a brush tool, you want the hardness to be on 0%, because in this one, or you guys can choose other brushes, but I think those are for like the other kind. So I think this brush is usually the default one. So you guys don't really need to worry. And make sure you made a new layer by pressing on this tool. You guys are new to Photoshop. And if you have any questions, just comment them down below. If you want to highlight the sword or anything you have, and then change it like that, kind of. Maybe I might add actually some Gaussian blur. Let's see if that helps. Nope, don't want too much. Whoops. You don't want too much Gaussian blur, just to get rid of some of the weird stuff around it. And you can use the eraser, press the bracket keys, or you can just manually go to size place. But I think that's good enough right now. We can, sometimes you can add some stuff to your render and other stuff you guys want. I'm probably gonna add some, using the brush, because a lot of people use brushes to make their own custom CC, as you guys can see. Nah, that's too much. I think, eh, yeah, I think I'm fine with that for right now. Um, so for a layer, I'm actually going to delete it, create a new one just in case. And then you want to get your brush. Where's the brush? I'm actually not going to do that. Whoops. I want to make sure you're actually using the move tool. Can do some other stuff to render. I'm just still thinking what I should do. Oh yeah, and right click the render after you finish using your FX, because it says FX. Raster the layer style again, and then what you want to do is hold Control J on the render. Press filter and then filter gallery. Hopefully I'm recording this. Okay, that's good. And I usually add some like crosshatch. It gives some effect, and it depends what you want in here. Everyone usually use outer glow. You can use these settings 175. Just remember that for settings, and you can change this to the color dodge. It just adds some effect, but don't worry if you think it's a bit too much effects. You can choose opacity, and then you can move it down. Let's see, maybe soft light might not work. It depends on what your skin looks like, so you can tell. Maybe like you can have vivid. Nah, this is not. You might not want to do too much of detail because it's gonna kind of ruin the render. green, lighten. Um, Probably. I'm gonna see what soft light is. Kind of add that effect to the body. Yeah, I think it depends what theme you want. If it's a bright theme or not. I'm probably gonna add. Yeah, color dodge is good. Color dodge is good. And you can see some if you do this, sometimes it glitches, or it's not a glitch, but it happens. See these random colors here, and it's kind of mixed. So what you want to do is choose that layer with where you put the filter gallery, and then choose the brush tool and make sure it's on black, because it has to always be black. So you want to remove those little colors that don't really exist on render, because it gets annoying. And as you guys can tell, I'm trying to remove some of the color so it can get removed. It does take some time to go over and around to remove this. Make sure your opacity and flow is on 100% so you can remove it fully. Or you guys, some people just want to keep it there. I don't know why you would do that, but I guess you can. I'm gonna try to delete all this stuff. You see the eyes? It doesn't match at all. The colors. Okay, and then this color right here. This, you can leave it there because it adds the detail. And then unaccidentally move that. And then here, right here, you guys can see there's some color changing. There's some more color changing. This thing actually, if you guys think I'm erasing this thing, I'm actually not. I'm just gonna changing the thing, because once you see it, it actually gives more of a bright detail. Erase the parts that you think isn't necessary, and don't erase the ones that you think it's not necessary to remove. Okay, I think this part, yeah, this part, and then maybe these part, sides, edges, and I think that makes it look more detailed. Oh yeah, in here, if you're able to see some of this stuff, you might want to remove it, but it depends where the light is going again. Depends on personal preference and how you want it, as you guys can see. Don't want this stuff here. Okay, get on the outer. Okay, that's good enough. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Thinking of what I can do. Maybe yeah, that's. I think that's good enough. I just need to remove some parts of that and this part, which you guys know what it is. And then let's keep that part because it looks a bit more cool. And so you can close out and out. It actually adds that kind of effect color to it. And you probably might not want it at the crafting table. I'm gonna change the opacity down a bit because I don't want it to remove fully type. You can see it adds some effect to it. I think it's really good to using if you think that, let's see, opacity 55%. Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough for right now. Now what you want to do is you can control J again, and then you can also add some blur, and then you can maybe blur some parts of it like this. Let me show you what I mean. Let's see, Gaussian blur. You just have to play around with the stuff. Nah, let's not do Gaussian blur. You just have to play around with all these settings, and then you have to get it right. So I'm gonna add some motion blur to, and I'm gonna erase some stuff of this. Erase some. Whoops, no, that's not eraser. You press E for eraser. I'm not going there. Okay. Delete the unnecessary ones. And I think that adds like this cool effect to the crafting table. I don't know. You guys can decide what you think. I think it does look cool with the crafting table like that. Okay, there. That looks cool now. So you guys don't need to use that tool. As you guys can see, it just really adds that part of effect. I'm gonna name it like crafting table. And if you double click on the name, it can change the name, or you can right click and rename. But I don't think there's an option. Nope, I don't think so. I think that's good enough right now. I'm gonna highlight all these by clicking them with Control, or you can say Shift, and then you press hold Control G, group them, and then once you think you're really ready and this is the final, you want to right click and then merge group. There, now it's in one group. You can name it anything you want. Render FX. I'm just gonna name Render FX. Duplicate the layer to you can choose document. I press down on my mouse board because it's down, so I'm gonna check some stuff. Okay. And then now you got it here, which just is mine. So you guys can create your own. Well, I'm probably gonna think you guys can see some of this black stuff. It's gonna get removed. You just need a screenshot now. I'm gonna go my pictures. I have some screenshots, or you guys can take some screenshots in Minecraft, but that's gonna take too long for this tutorial. I'm gonna find a good map to do it on, or maybe let's see. Let me find a good pictures I can use. Uh, these look kind of good, but they're kind of too grassy. Maybe we can find some. Maybe not. Okay. It just takes some time to find them, so this one, yeah, let's not put too much lava in mind. Let's see. Maybe this one. I don't know. You guys can decide which one you want to use. And yeah, I think this one kind of fits the banner. I don't know. You guys can decide which one you want, and then all you gotta do is make sure both edges are like that, and then press warp, right click, warp, and then maybe move it where you want it. It adds like that effect. You know what? I'm probably gonna move it over there a bit, and up a bit. Yeah, I think that's good. And I drag this part a bit, and press enter, or you could press that check button, which sometimes it doesn't work for me for some reason. I just press enter; it's easier. Now I got the render in there. I don't know, the background looks a bit too big, but whatever. Now let's move the background down a bit. Okay, is that good enough? Yeah, I think that's good enough. And what you want to do with the background, if you think it's a bit too much, you can probably still see the black stuff because it's something that was still in there. So you want to scroll down and then try to remove that part. It was part of probably this motion blur thing. And you want to choose the image or the background, and then press blur, and then you choose Gaussian blur, which is gonna add some like this Gaussian blur. Depends how much blur you want. I'm probably gonna choose 4 because it makes it like the render pop out a bit more. Okay, that's good. And then you can rasterize it again if you guys want. But now you can choose. We're not gonna go text yet. You're gonna press on this button, or you guys can choose here. But I think I use this button more. And then you can choose some options here. I'm probably gonna choose. Let's see. I should choose color balance. And you want to change it to good color, and make sure this is under your render if you're not doing it for render, which I'm not gonna do it for. And it adds some of this effect. I don't know which color. Maybe I'm gonna add some like more blue. And you can press on this thing to see the difference. And I think that's too much blue. Nope, that's enough blue. Okay, add a bit more, and then that's about it. You guys can decide if you guys want that thing or not. But I think I'm probably gonna see how well it does. I don't know. I'm gonna change this lower the opacity down sometimes because when you're GFX designer, you need to make sure you're using the right ones. I'm gonna change this color to like maybe this. Yeah. Okay. And then I choose color and density. You could change the density. Most likely, I'm gonna change it to 85%. If I get rid of this, it's gonna look like that. If I get rid of that, it adds like that kind of close-thing effect there. I think, yeah, I think this is good for right now. And then you can choose other options. I'm probably gonna just add some like black and white, because why not? Add some black and white, but I'm gonna lower down opacity so it's not fully black and white. This tutorial is gonna be a pretty long tutorial, so guys, I mean, I think black and white fits, but maybe not. Okay, go down, go down. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna. Now these are on top of it, so if you close that, it's gonna look like that. I think, yeah, black and white on top looks better, my opinion. Okay, keep on going, black and white. Okay, there. Now I'm gonna change the opacity down a bit. Let me see what opacity I should use for black and white. Maybe, you know what? I might actually use this on a render for once. Once you drag it on top of a render, you wanna wait till it renders. You want to choose a clipping mask by holding Alt on your keyboard and pressing on that thing. It should just load because black and white takes a while to load. You can see it looks a bit weird and chunky, so that way it's only going to affect this one. And you want to lower down opacity. Which whenever you press on black and white, my computer's a bit slow. That's why it crashes a bit. So I'm going to lower down opacity for it, and then see if I should use it or not. Black and white's good. It's good enough. And then that's what I'm going to do for right now. And then I'm going to choose gradient map, which is a huge difference. It changes a lot. I usually put it to soft light. Let's see. Or you guys can put it to anything else you guys want. I'm going to scroll down so it's going to be on that one. And you guys can see it makes that effect that you can just, all you see is that. Which I think it looks really good. I don't know. I'm going to change this and change it to a different color. See, I have a lot of gradients, so I don't want that much. Yeah, maybe that might look good. Or that. I don't really want any more blue. Okay, I'm going to choose this, and then you press adjustments back. And as you guys can see, it's a bit more realistic. I'm going to change the opacity there. Okay, now I'm going to add the text. It's going to be text part. And this isn't that good because I kind of messed up on it, but you guys can hold these two and then control E. And then I'm gonna drag this by holding shift and then see. Whoa, that's too big, never mind. Okay, I was thinking of making it a bit smaller, but I guess it turned out to be larger than I thought. Okay, I'm gonna make it like maybe this tall. Because I wanna see if the feet actually matches. If it matters. Yeah, the feet doesn't really matter. I mean, it kind of does, but I'm going to change this up a bit more. Come on. Okay, up a bit more, and then I'm going to move it up. I'm just trying to rescale my render. Okay, that's good enough. I think turning the feet might actually help a bit with the text. Now you can, it doesn't really matter where you put the text. You press T on your keyboard. And then I think I'm going to put the text like over here, because it seems like I'm going to throw my text here. Let's see. If that's so, then I'm gonna name this render render FX. And I'm gonna press Z and then move over there a bit. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Move it a bit more, and then press T as always, as in text. And then you wanna type in your text for the tutorial, cause I'm just doing it. And I'm gonna type in your whatever your YouTube channel name is. It's pretty obvious what you're gonna type, and I'm gonna type Gigamonsters. And I think that's not a good font to use, so I'm gonna change the font up a bit. Okay. Now I'm actually not gonna use the monsters yet, so I'm gonna just type in Giga. I think Giga good. That's good. Okay, and then I'm gonna change by pressing on this thing. I'm actually going to change the color right now. So press on this thing. If you don't have it, I'm not so sure. You might be going to view or some window and then try finding one. I believe it's character. Yeah, I think it's that thing. You want to check that thing. So you get this thing and then you want to move this. I don't want that much. This will create a spacing as you guys can see. You know, you want some spacing. You don't want to always be that color. I'm going to change the color after I choose my font. Let's see. Nah, that font looks weird. That font looks weird. I have a lot of fonts, so it's gonna take a while for me to choose a good one. The font is like a main part of your banner, so you want to choose a good font. I don't know if I should put Gigamonsters or just Giga. Let me just put Giga. Which one's better? This one looks kind of good. Or this one. I think I'm gonna stick with this one for right now. Choose that one, and then you can change the color. I'm gonna put it to white for right now. It's loading. That looks actually kind of cool, but whatever. I'm not gonna do that, so it's gonna be standing straight. And my battery's running low. I'm gonna change it later, but anyway, that's gonna be a text for right now. I'm probably most likely gonna move it here, and then I'm still gonna change the text because it looks a bit too weird. Whoa. I think this is better. Yeah, it looks better in my opinion because it looks a bit too. Okay, and then I'm gonna move this like that. Maybe just set it as 75. Yeah, 75 is good. And then what you want to do for the text, you move it wherever you want it to go. And then, okay, I'm gonna put it over here for right now. And then I'm gonna right click the layer, blending options, and I'm gonna plug in my charger. And then what you want to do is choose a gradient that you think it's gonna be useful for your banner. This video has been a long time, but um I'm gonna change this gradient into something like this, maybe, or maybe not. Oh yeah, it's on the overlay. I forgot. You could change whatever font you guys want to use. I think, what does this look like? I don't know. I'm probably gonna choose a different one for this one. Change. Fine font. Yeah, I don't like that color. Because the text is a really important part of your banner, or it's gonna look awful. And that's pretty much the main point of creating a banner. So, guess I'm gonna have to take a while for me to find a text. This one. Eh. Most likely, I'm gonna choose. Most likely, this one. I think that one's good enough. Yeah, now I'm gonna add probably outer glow, yeah, let's add an inner glow, cause when you set your inner glow as 0, it actually looks pretty good. As you guys can see, I can't really scroll in right now, but you can see it adds like that kind of outline effect, which I like. Everyone usually uses it, so why not? Pattern over. Now let's put some outer glow. Yeah, just make that a bit more outer glow, and drop shadow. Makes it a bit. Yeah, let's not do that. I'm gonna add this inner glow. I'm gonna change the opacity a bit more to like 45. And then that's about it for its thing. And you could change the color overlay if you want. It adds that like more brighter color. You guys can see the difference between these two. I think I'm gonna keep it like this or this. Yeah, this is good enough. That's gonna be Giga. And then you guys can also rasterize it after you finish. And if you wanna undo it, Control Alt Z, which undoes the stuff. You have to hold the Alt, which I don't know why YouTube. I mean not YouTube, but Photoshop does that. And then you press on a layer, Control T, and then you right click it and choose Warp. Now I'm most likely gonna warp it, choose upper, and then I'm gonna do this. It depends on what you want. Now you have to press the check key. And I don't know if I want that. Nah, let's not do that. Okay, so it's gonna be back to Giga, and I'm gonna make this a bit lower because I think it's a bit too tall. Okay, there. Now I think I'm most likely gonna change this to a different font. Wait, you can't change a font after you rasterize. Yeah, you can't. Whatever. Um, that's gonna be pretty much about it. And then I'm gonna probably move this here, and then maybe add this like I know motion blur to it. So it's gonna be like that. I wanna use the eraser instead of putting it behind. And for some reason it's not showing up like that, but whatever. I'm gonna move this with V, and I'm gonna move it like over there, and then using my eraser. Okay, that looks good. That's good enough. Okay, and then I'm most likely gonna see if I should use this. I think I'm gonna stick with this right now. It doesn't look that good, but it's fine. It's fine. Then maybe I would just add some like. Now you can press on a layer 1 and then choose your brush tool. Make sure it's on white. And go to the edges of your person. Whoa, I don't know why my thing's not showing up. So that's a problem. But try to go to render and then create a clipping mask like that. And then you wanna let me lower it down a bit. want to go over the render, and I have no clue why it's glitching today. But I'm gonna see if it's glitching. Okay, come on, brush, brush. Okay, that's like pretty good right now. I'm gonna add like this more of a outer glow here, because I think that's gonna be where I'm gonna put my glow. I'm gonna put it to most likely something related. Overlay, yeah, overlay makes it like look more detailed. Okay, there, that looks good. And then what you want to do is now you can find the text, and then you can do some random stuff to it, like you can do this warp. You can make it into all these stuff like this. I'm gonna change it. If I change it like that, apply. Yeah, I think that's good enough right now. Or you guys can do the perspective thing, which I think I'm most likely not gonna use. I'm gonna put it here. I know it doesn't really look that good, but I'm kind of rushing this, and then close this out. And then you can choose Minecraft graphics. I mean, well, your files are different, and then you can add some packs to it, like maybe Shadow's 10K pack. Since why not? It's a bit small pack, so it doesn't use a lot of time. And then you wanna open this, and then maybe choose some effects you want. I think this effect is good for right now. Want to just right-click, duplicate layer, and then see. I'm trying to rush a bit because it's 30 minutes already in the tutorial. And then you can add some stuff to the render. I actually don't know what to add. I'm gonna put it there. And see, it goes kind of. Nah, let's not do that. I mean, you can do this with it, but nah, let's not do that. I'm gonna change this and then maybe move it. Control T and then turn it around, and then I'll make this taller and make this skinnier. And then I'm thinking of like putting the fire on the thing, but I guess I can't. You just have to play around with some stuff, or you won't be able to get it. Overlay. Yeah, let's not do that. Overlay looks a bit too weird. And maybe I don't know. I'm gonna put it like here. But too bad. I'm gonna try warp this into a straight line. If not, then whatever. I'm gonna try my best. Yeah, kind of like that, like that. And then want to put it there, and then use my eraser and erase this stuff off. I think that's good enough right now. Or maybe you guys can move it where you want it to be, because I'm not that good at where to put things and stuff like that. You guys can know. And then maybe, yeah, that's good enough right now. And then I'm gonna add some more effects to it. I mean, you guys don't need really that many effects, to be honest, because your render is pretty much done already. I'm probably gonna add like, nah, let's not add that. Add this fractal. And the packs you're gonna have to buy or stuff. So sorry for that. And I'm gonna put like this effect here. And I think, yeah, I think putting it there works out perfectly. Yeah, it does work. And now I'm gonna change this flame. I think this is flame. Yeah, I'm gonna control U on it, and then I'm gonna change it to a different color. And this thing, ability to change the color, looks really sick. I'm gonna change to blue. Come on, blue. Saturation. Doesn't really do anything. I think that's good enough right now. Yeah, that's good. Okay, that's good. And then that's about it for this tutorial. And so I hope you liked it. And it wasn't really a good tutorial because it kind of messed up. But I think that's really about it for the tutorial. And I'll see you guys next time. Actually, nah. I'm gonna change. I forgot something. No. Emojis. And I'm gonna make a copy of this render. Sorry for you guys haven't watched this. And I'm gonna put it here. But instead of there, I'm gonna actually gonna filter, blur, and then maybe Gaussian blur. See what it looks like. Yeah, that's not too Gaussian blur. Thinking of something else. I can't remember. Put it like that. Okay, there. And then you try to hide the opacity of the render so it doesn't really show up that much. And you can put it over here if you guys want to add more detail to the render. And I think I'm not going to do the Gaussian blur. Yeah, it's not going to work out with the Gaussian blur. Change it back. I'm just going to change the opacity down to like there. And turn it around like that. I think that's good enough for the render part. That's really about it for this tutorial, and I'll see you guys next time.